Good freaking morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you again for stopping in for another one. Y'all, I don't even know where to start this video. I feel like a dad that's left his kid for 10 years. The Thunder car behind me has had so much work done over the past 3 weeks that you guys have missed. It's hammer time. I met with my engine builder this morning and got some answers from him about what's going on with the engine. The engine is pretty much done, just a few more parts on the top end and she'll be ready to go. But I just wanted to show you guys what was going on with the car, and today we're going to be working on hopefully getting the interior done, get the dash mounted and all that stuff. And if we have time, we're going to get working on the front end, hopefully get the wheels on this thing, get it on the ground. All the work that we have done, new fuel cell. I guess the best bet would be is just to start at the back. So pretty much you guys already seen we ran the X bars and whatnot, but what you guys haven't seen, we did have to do some cutting up here and remake a box for the new fuel cell. It was a different size than the other one we had, but got that in, that's done, mounted in. We've got the rear end painted, it is back in the car and bolted in. Also, we did get the seat mounted. It's all mounted up, braces and everything, it's good to go. Got braces made for the seat belts already too. Also, as you see, this is just something I kind of had a little bit of extra time and I wanted to put on there, just a little bit of extra protection right here next to the old noggin. But got that done, and we are fitting the seat around. As you can tell, started painting in here a little bit thanks to Holly. She's all the red you see, she did. She's been doing painting like crazy, just falling behind me as I get work done. But I did have to move the shifter back a little bit, so it's a little bit more comfortable to, you know, reach and grab. Also, as you see here, I had to extend the steering out just a little bit. Like I said, a little bit more comfortable for me. Also, had to move the throttle pedal back just a little bit. It was a little too close. And as you guys see here, I can slide this off for you guys. Got that pipe mounted up there. So our switch panel, bam, just mount just like that. Pretty simple. Got our hooks mounted up there for the helmet hanger and the steering wheel hanger. Those are just sitting up there temporarily. But before I get to the dash, I'll show you guys this pipe we had to put in here for the fuel line to run through, and I didn't really want to weld it to anything, plus it's aluminum. So what I went ahead and did was took some threaded rod here, welded it down, welded a nut on the bottom, ran a nut through it, so that way if we ever need to take this pipe out, we can just loosen the bolt, slide it right out of the front or the back of the car. Pretty nice setup, honestly. I was a little bit impressed with myself. But that is done. Right here, it is already drilled and got the holes ready for the rivets. This is for the battery disconnect. The main power switch is right there. The rules say that the driver has to be able to reach it while belted in, as long with the officials, you know, the track officials. So met those requirements there. That is bolted up, as you see, or well, welded up. As you see, we got just a little bit of sheet metal work done back here. I got a little bit more to do in the front here and a little bit on the floor, but we're gonna get into that a little bit today. And as far as the dash goes, it looks like crap. You can see it's black, so it shows everything. I took a hammer and just, it looks awful. But as you can tell, this piece sits right in here. And then I made some gussets there, which are gonna go in these braces there. But it's much more square, like I wanted. As you guys seen, the dash before was like a slope, and I just didn't really like it. So it was pretty simple. My buddy Brad helped me out with that. But anyway, I had to get it home and finesse it, or make it worse, if you will. So anyway, got that done. What else? Well, that's just about all that I can really think about off the top of my head that we got done on the race car that you guys have missed. But like I said, for today's video, we're going to work on getting the dash mounted and get the rest of the interior of the car buttoned up sheet metal wise and get it painted up. So without further ado, let's get to work. So you can see now what I'm trying to do is I made this plate for which I'm gonna take the dash there, like I showed you guys in the front. I'm gonna cut out a hole, drill holes in this, mount the gauges in that, so that way I can wire everything up, pop this panel in, and just rivet it right into the front of the dash. But for now, I'm trying to get these as lined up as possible, so that way we can get these holes drilled out. and look the best we can. Right, y'all. What y'all think? Isn't perfect, but it's gonna look good. So I just wanted to screw those on there and just see exactly how this was gonna look. So I'm gonna get this piece painted up, get this cut out, get those, well, probably get the dash mounted, then get those mounted in there. Just got to get in the seat and decide where exactly we want them, over there or over here. But that's done. I got all four corners, both on the top and across the front is riveted down now. So we just need to go through this, drill a bunch of holes, get the top mounted so we can get the bottom brackets on. We've got all the, I had to add a few gussets in places I didn't expect there, and I'm gonna put another one in the center over there, keep the dash from flapping a little bit. But anyway, you can tell, don't look too bad. So got our holes marked, just need to get those drilled. And as you can tell, that's what it's gonna look like. Not too bad, but we gotta wait till we can get all the inside painted, because I don't want to put those in and get no overspray on those gauges just yet. So should get some color in here, we'll get them put in. But for now, I hope you guys are in the mood for a AN fuel line lesson. Some of you might be thinking, heck yeah, I have never messed with AN fittings. This would be a good lesson. Well, you're in luck, because neither have I. So today we are going to learn together. All-Star Performance fuel filter we have got. We are going to get that routed, get the fuel lines from the fuel cell ran, as well as the vent. So, with that being said, AN wrench, and we have got our billet protectors to put in the vise so we don't screw up our AN fittings. We're going to get this thing going. Alrighty, so what I'm thinking to do here is take two straights, go straight, straight. Take this extra. Forgot to record, but my first one seems like it went pretty well. Well, you got to tighten it up there a little bit, but just to get an idea here, I'm gonna put the filter in there like so, and then we need to run line off of this through the pipe to the front of the car, and then another, which I'll probably run a 45 or another 90 off of, run a little piece of line up to here and put our vent. Must admit, this is a pretty fun process, although it's very, very time consuming and slow. Goes in there like that. I want to take the one off of here. Put this out. Take that, shove it in there. I kind of felt that it kind of seats a little bit better. Kind of just slide it and twist it just a little bit. Slide her up in your protectors. Tighten it down just a little bit. Make sure it's seated all the way up. And then kind of got to push that thing in a little bit to get it started. Then you want to keep pressure on that. Okay, I can tell we're about to run into an issue. So, slide this up a little bit. Clamp it back down. Take your wrench. And hold that and spin. Pretty painless process. Just a bit repetitive. If I have any fuel leaks, as you see, fully seated there, so it is tight. I think that's how you do it. I sure hope so. And fittings aren't cheap. Alrighty, y'all, this thing looks good. You know, we're getting somewhat close to being finished with the build before putting zip ties on, but see, we got the breather on there. Took a 45 up to a 180. And I didn't explain this thing to you guys, but inside this fuel cell, right in this drop down tube, it's the vent, and it does have a ball pretty much in there, so that way in case of a rollover, that ball will pretty much flip over and close fuel from dumping out on the ground, causing a possible fire. But this is just pretty much insurance. It's got another check valve there, so that way if the car flips over, we got pretty much 2 ways to stop the fuel from dumping out. But got that done. Got our 90 here, ran over here, got our fuel filter zip tied up. Fuel line ran all the way to the front of the car. There's plenty of left over to get to the fuel pump. Got the heater running now. It's freaking getting chilly in here, but got the seat pulled out of the old girl because I've got pretty much everything done in the dash that's ready to go in. But like I said, I want to paint in here first. So got the shop vac. I'm gonna do what I can to get. I've got all the rivet nails out of here, but gonna fire up the shop vac. Oh no, I didn't, missed one. See that right there? Rivet nails. But anyway, gonna get everything we can vacuumed out of here. Hopefully get the inside painted so we can get the gauges in. What do we need? What is this? 180, 320. That's what we want. It's some 320. That should do. Got my buddy James here. Holly's here now. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is get everything sanded up, white here, whatnot, the best that we can. While he is doing that, I'm gonna work on getting these bars welded up here to mount the rear hood pins. All I gotta do is get the front end built, and this thing's back on the ground. I'm excited, guys. So without further ado, let's get sanding, let's get painting, let's get welding.